Those shepherds don't look tired anymore. I think the angels have given them a bit of a wake-up call. They seem all excited.
This is probably the most exciting night of their lives so far. It looks to me like they can't wait to go to Bethlehem and meet baby Jesus themselves. After they'd seen Jesus, they left telling everyone they had met the Son of God.
What a very happy story. How lovely.
It wasn't all smooth sailing. There was trouble stirring in the east.
Oh, exciting. Who are they?
Well, meanwhile in the east there were some wise men.
I see. Like these Strictly judges. They kept Anne Widdecombe in for weeks.
Yeah, something like that. These wise men knew the Son of God was coming and were waiting for a sign.
Oh, look at that beautiful, wonderful radiant star! Oh, it's like I must begin watching the beautiful reverend there twinkle just look at something scorching by comparison to Anne Widdecombe. I give it a 10. I'll give it 7.
Who's that?
Well, yes, this is where the trouble starts. If you think Simon Cowell's a bit mean, wait until you hear about this guy. This is Herod.
Go, search carefully for the child, and when you find him, report to me, that I may too worship him.
Why the dramatic music?
Well, Herod was king of the Jews, and he found out that a new king had been born, and he was angry he may no longer be king.
So what did he plan to do?
Well, he was a mean man, and he secretly planned to kill Jesus, and he hoped when the wise men would return, they would tell him where Jesus was, and all his worries would be gone. Problem solved. So the wise men made the decision to follow the star.
So what presents did they bring?
Gold, frankincense and myrrh.
Gold, frank and who?
Well, gold, like a gold necklace, and frankincense, like a nice bottle of perfume, and myrrh, which was a special oil. They then started on their way back to the east. They stopped to rest one night, and when asleep they were warned in a dream not to return to Herod, so they went back a different way.
A good plan from the wise men, and all was well. Mary and Joseph look happy. Herod can't find Jesus. Jesus has some presents, and life is rosy in Bethlehem. Aww.
I can't believe this. The wise man let me down. Jesus will take over. I'm doomed!
So Herod stepped up his search for Jesus, but God is bigger and better than anyone and protected them from harm. An angel appeared and told Joseph in a dream to get up, take Jesus and Mary and escape to Egypt. God kept them safe until they could safely return.
So let me see if I understand it now. Mary was going to have God's baby. They travelled to Bethlehem on a donkey. There was no room at the inn, so they had to stay in a stable. Have I got it right so far?
Spot on. Mary and Jesus got married, and Mary had a baby. Mary and Joseph even got married, and Mary had a baby called Jesus. The shepherds saw an angel, and they came to visit Jesus. Herod was the bad guy and didn't want Jesus around, but the three wise men came to Jesus with gifts and didn't tell Herod where he was. God looked after Mary, Joseph and Jesus, and the most important person in the whole story is baby Jesus.
That was an amazing story, the best I've ever heard. I didn't realise there was so much to it.
It's an incredible story. It's a true story. But this just wasn't the start. This baby grew up to be the greatest gift for us, greater than any gift we will receive at Christmas.
Thank you. Could I just ask, before we go any further, every single person who took part in that nativity to come to the front? Guys at the back forward, but they've done a great job as well. But can we give our appreciation to all the hard work? And as Amy and Hayley, if you could just come forward a little bit, can we just show everybody's worked really hard, but Amy and Ez have written this script over many last weeks. It's felt like months, and Hayley's been responsible for trying to get all of this set up. But can we just show our appreciation, particularly to these Do all find your seats, that's great. Ian Keating came up to me before the service and I said, what are you trying to do? Outdo me, because people don't think I dress smart enough here. And he said, Ben, it's before and after. So, and I said, when am I going to look like you? He said, 58. So I look forward to that, Ian. It's my joy now to just tell you something about the joys of Christmas. And I didn't know how long I was going to get. And so I've got a 40-minute, a 20-minute, or a 10-minute prepared. But I reckon we'll go for the full 40, don't you? That'd be good, wouldn't it? But the verse I wanted to preach off today, I'll just give a short talk on, is thanks be to God for his indescribable gift. I've stood up here this year 44 times in this place to preach a sermon. And 44 times, what I basically tried to do is describe the indescribable, to tell you something that cannot be described. Paul tried before, he wrote this verse, and he failed miserably. But I came close, I think, with one verse, one story, one illustration I gave back in March this year. And I've spoken it again at a wedding. It's even been spoken in Calcutta in India. And tonight I want to share this story with you. And it's possibly the most momentous occasion of my year. And it was the birth of my daughter Gracie. If you wonder which one is Gracie, she's the one who's been making a lot of noise all the way through the service and wasn't doing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, but probably is now, as she tends to be a little bit awkward. But on the 23rd of January last year, Ez, my wife, gave birth to a baby girl. It had all gone well for 8 months. Everything had gone swimmingly, everything was smooth, Ez had had a good pregnancy. But then, towards that week, as we waited to Ez to go into labour, things got a bit dramatic, things got a bit tense. Ez suddenly had very high blood pressure and she was rushed into hospital where she stayed for 4 to 5 days before finally being induced on Friday the 22nd of January this year.